Guys, hello, and welcome to your February videos. And welcome to Aquarius season, where, needless to say, things get a bit weird and strange and otherworldly. So, as always, guys, I have a little intro video for you, and I want to explain the look. Where my Naruto fans at? Got my little headband. So, I would have loved to dress up like an alien or some sort of weird figure for you guys, but I'll have to save that for when I get further in my journey. But what I was able to do is bring out my mist headband. And of course, you know me, I love themes, I love symbolism. So in my videos for February, I'm going to be wearing this mist headband. This is a Naruto headband for those of you who are Naruto fans. I am going to say I have not watched Naruto as much as I would like to. But this headband was given to me as a gift by a Gemini, my Gemini brother-in-law, and it was years ago. I had no idea really what it meant, but it was so cool. And my brother, he always wore a leaf one. He always wore one, so I always took an interest in that. Like, ooh, what's on your head? Like, that's so cool, you know. So he gave me one, and it just kind of gained depth over the time. You know, I'm a water sign. Gemini is an air sign, and this is mist. So mist is kind of air and water together. And guys, we are in a very misty time as we speak today. So I thought it would be really, really cool to bring out my mist headband, put it right over my third eye. You might not be able to see me in all the videos. I think it's just going to be my hands this month again. But I will be wearing this mist headband over my third eye as a symbol to communicate emotions. It's like emotional intellect. And I think that this month, guys, you know, Aquarius and Pisces, we share the month of February. And, you know, right now as I record these, it's February 12th. And you'll probably be seeing these around the 14th or the 15th. I wanted to get the video up. I always upload my videos around the 15th of the month. So you'll probably be seeing this within the next couple of days. And, you know, I was just kind of thinking about the energies this month, and they're very, very strange. Okay, that's why I started the video out with the weird sci-fi, you know, music, because it's a very strange time. Aquarius, I believe, we're going to be talking a lot about Aquarius season. I'm going to talk more about Pisces season in March, but, you know, water and air are very much meeting up. In fact, there's always an air sign on the zodiac wheel before a water sign, like Gemini, Cancer, you know what I mean, or Libra, Scorpio. So water, air always brings in water in our universe. And Aquarius and Pisces symbolize the last two zodiac signs of the wheel. We have Aquarius, the 11th house of groups and community, humanitarian, friends, all of that. And then we have Pisces, the 12th house. Astrologers often group Pisces and Aquarius together. Aquarius is the water bearer. So in the star card, which might come up in our videos this month, we have the lady who pours water on land and pours water in the pond, because Aquarius is a multitasker who nourishes both the past and the future. So there's that kind of duality there of the multitasking of the both pouring of the water. And I always thought it was interesting that Aquarius is the water bearer, and then it's like Aquarius pours the water that Pisces swims in. And Pisces is the 12th house. It's the subconscious house. It's the last house of our zodiac. We are headed into that time, guys. On February 19th, the sun will enter Pisces, and a lot is going to shift. All right, we have an Aquarius eclipse. And so since we're headed into the astrology portion of the intro video, I'll just go ahead and share with you what I have here. So I wanted to talk briefly about that eclipse that happened on January 31st. It happened at the last day of January. We had two moons last month. I do believe we'll have two moons this month as well, because that's how the months are kind of lining up energy-wise. That eclipse was pretty gnarly. Okay, we're entering eclipse season now, and we have another eclipse on the 16th, I believe. On the 15th, I'm sorry, and that'll be a solar eclipse. So we kind of, we had a Leo eclipse back in August 2017, And those energies were kind of closed out by the lunar eclipse in Leo on January 31st. Very life changing, you guys. That eclipse was very much intense for me. It was in my sixth house. So, and Leo is the fifth house of our whole universe. So it had everything to do with our authentic selves. I actually have a video where I talk a little bit about the eclipse, and I will be putting another video up for the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse on the 15th. So if you want to check that video out, more about that lunar eclipse, then go ahead and check my other videos out. But I did want to talk briefly about those changes. Okay, guys, I'm going to be talking more about that eclipse in each of our videos for our zodiac sign. So go ahead and if you want to stand by, and definitely more information coming about that. So the major shifts happening this month, I would say we have a lot of Aquarius energy. For the first half of the month, we had Venus in Aquarius, which is very, very interesting. And Venus shifted into Pisces on February 10th, which was a couple days ago. So we've had this very Venusian, Piscean energy. Venus is in our 12th house subconscious of the universe. Very spiritual, very emotional, very sensitive and unconditional. I might talk a little bit more about that, but Venus is in Pisces, you guys. And she'll be there for, I think, until March sometime. And then, of course, we have Valentine's Day on the 14th, if any of you celebrate Valentine's Day. Now, see, with me, I don't really care too much for the holidays. They, as I get more spiritual, it gets harder and harder for me to, kind of follow these man-made holidays. But I do see them more as a ritualistic behavior. I see them more as, I always look at the holidays as a little bit deeper, like Christmas and Easter. I don't celebrate it like maybe the normal person would, but I do work with the energies. So this is all about love, right? Valentine's Day is all about love. I think it's just to make money. It's just like a huge marketing opportunity for companies, especially candy companies and card companies, but whatever. I guess you have to make your money somehow. So for me on Valentine's Day, I'll be doing a lot of Venus rituals. I'll be spreading a lot of love out into the divine universe, and I will be doing some surprise giveaways that day that I will just leave, and you'll find that out in a couple days, guys. So yes, we have Valentine's Day, kind of just moving down the line here. So we have an Aquarius new moon solar eclipse on the 15th. Very special day there, guys. I'm going to do a video all about those energies and what I think they'll mean for us. I did want to take a note here. I was researching. You want to be careful on Valentine's Day, guys, and you want to be careful on the new moon, because on that day we're going to have a very interesting aspect with Jupiter and Juno, okay? I will talk more about that in the Aquarius video and in the Scorpio video this month, and I will also talk about that in my new moon video. So if you're interested in that, you can do your own research, or you can just stand by, and I will definitely be coming out with some information there, okay? So we have the Chinese New Year on February 16th. We're going to be entering the year of the dog. So I have someone pretty close to me born in 1982, and there's other years as well, but so if you're born in 1982, you are year of the dog as well, but there are other years. It's very easy to find out your Chinese zodiac. I'm year of the boar. So, some of you may have that in common with me. And others of you may have year of the dog. Now, year of the dog is a very loyal, time. I believe, the Chinese zodiac is a little bit different than the Western astrology, but I'm going to be doing a little bit more research. I just know that loyalty and obedience, that comes up a lot with the Chinese zodiac year of the dog. And if you are a dog, if you are born in the year of the dog, you're a very loyal person as well, very a strong confidant, just like a dog. It's very interesting, the symbolism there. So I wanted to mention that there. A lot of stuff going on for February, guys, and I'm just mentioning this because these are the shifts that we're going to be experiencing, right? So as we move on down, on the 17th, Mercury enters Pisces. Mercury is in Aquarius right now, guys, and he's been in Aquarius for a while, and he'll be there until the 17th. Now that's going to bring a lot of different aspects to our mental communication. It's going to bring a lot of, that's Mercury meeting the subconscious, right? So we're going to have a lot to do with our, we're going to have a lot of work to do with our conscious and our subconsciouses. I might even try to squeeze in a video about that. I have a lot of videos to put out this month. And then, of course, after the 17th, we have the sun entering Pisces, okay? So this is going to be interesting, you guys, especially for me. You know, I'm a Pisces, so this energy, I'm trying to utilize this as much as I can. The fact that I'm just pretty much on a different world, my subconscious is very much being called. A lot of planets are going to be entering Pisces, right? And this, see, Pisces is all zodiac signs. Pisces is all zodiac signs combined into one sign. So something I like to say about Pisces is that whatever is going on with Pisces, you want to pay attention to, because that's what's going on in the universe is subconscious. So just because the sun's in Pisces, it technically means that the sun is everywhere, right? Venus is in Pisces, that means Venus is everywhere. So no matter if you're a Gemini or you're a Cancer or if you're a Taurus, the energy is affecting you because Pisces has a little bit of each sign in them, you know what I mean? So very, very interesting season to be coming up on. You know, I would say the same about Aquarius, because Aquarius stands for community, and a community is a group of people. It's so interesting how these astrology signs and how astrology kind of maps out the way that our universe truly is. So we have that 11th house and we have that 12th house. So I definitely wanted to bring out my mist headband for the water air energy. And I definitely wanted to speak a lot about emotional intellect. I'll be talking about that a little bit more in the Aquarius new moon video. But it's a lot of emotion, guys. I think a lot of us are really searching for emotional clarity right now. You know, we could be having a heavy emotional thoughts right now. And that's because of the energy that Aquarius and Pisces share. You know, Aquarius and Pisces are very strange zodiac signs. We're very mysterious. We hang out at the bottom of the zodiac wheel, just chilling in our different realms. You know, Aquarius are the aliens, Pisces are the fairies, the mermaids, anything mysterious, mythological, anything that has to do with fantasy. So when we enter these sort of realms, you know, our mental states and our perceptions can get a little skewed. So you might want to grab a Pisces friend or an Aquarius friend around this time and just, you know, observe them, not in a creepy analytical way, but just try to, you know, jive with them. And, you know, if you study or take note of what a Pisces and an Aquarius is going through right now, you can kind of relate that to the collective. You can kind of relate that to our subconscious as a whole. So, you know, guys, very interesting time here. Very interesting time indeed. We are reaching the end of a cycle. Come Aries season next month, guys, we are going to be experiencing the astrological new year. I can't wait to talk more about that in March. And as far as the astrology portion goes, that's all that I have for you there. And of course, there's more weird stuff to talk about, but it has more to do with just the readings that I'm doing this month. So as far as the readings, I'm seriously so excited because, you know, I'm a Pisces, you know, all this weird energy is going on right now. Well, I'm going to give you guys straight up intuitive readings. These readings are going to be straight up channeled, and I'm so excited. And now, for those of you who don't know what that means, it means that there is no structure. And, you know, I'm very, very psychic, especially around these times, guys. I'm coming up on my solar return. I'm going to be on Earth for another year. So these things are very, very, I'm very affected by these things is what I'm trying to say. I'm actually going to light some sage here for the collective. I actually was so excited that I did not sage before my video, but now we will sage together. So go ahead and breathe this in. And since I'm a Pisces, this is definitely available for you. Anyone who's watching, if you just need, I just burnt my nail. If you need any extra cleansing, anything like that, then just let it soak in, guys, because it's very important to cleanse around these times because there's so much energy coming in and out of our subconscious that you really just want to stay in tune with your own energy. And you want to stay in tune, especially this has everything to do with our intellect. It has everything to do with our subconscious. It has everything to do with our emotions, right? Pisces and Aquarius. February is so Aquarius, Pisces, you know, and those energies are literally a little bit difficult to explain. Okay? So the way that I'm going to do it is explain it by being my very weird self. And I'm not going to really rehearse anything or make anything structured because that's not how Pisces and Aquarius are. I mean, sure, Aquarius is a structured person, sure. But as far as what they know, as far as their knowledge, as far as the way they live their daily day life, they experience strange things, strange synchronicities, strange thoughts. And Pisces and Aquarius might not feel super strange, but people certainly observe us that way. And I love weird. I love being weird. I love being strange. So I'm going to have a lot of fun this month, guys, just straight up giving you a. I'm really going to dive into my intuition. So I have no idea what's going to happen in these videos because I'm going to let the universe literally tap in and work with me. And I'm going to work with the universe, and I'm going to be doing a lot of spirituality. I'm going to really get heavy into the incense, heavy into my crystals and my rocks over here, maybe even with some candles. I mean, that's how potent these energies are this month. I really want to get creative and be just my natural Pisces self. I have Mercury in Aquarius. I have Mercury in Venus. Venus entered Pisces, so I'll be working with that Venus collective love and beautiful energy. Anything can happen, guys. I have no idea. So you're in for a surprise. I want to really tap into your guys' subconscious. That's what I want to call these readings. They're very channeled from the universe, freestyle. They're very subconscious. So I just want to know. I think actually I'm going to save that for March. That's what my mind was thinking about for March. But for this month, very channeled, intuitive messages. Because what I didn't mention yet is Aquarius is the 12th house of Pisces. Pisces is the 12th house on the zodiac wheel. They're number 12. We only have 12 zodiac signs. And I know that there's that 13th zodiac sign. I don't really follow that. I just follow the 12 houses of the universe, right? So the zodiac sign behind you is always your 12th house because the zodiac sign that you are is always your first house. So Pisces is my first house, and if you move back one, then you find yourself in Aquarius. So Aquarius and I have a very interesting relationship. I can always talk very strangely with an Aquarius. We have very strange and intellectual conversations, and there's even a little bit of hidden emotion behind the conversations. And I don't know if that's just because I'm a Pisces or if it's because I have a Capricorn rising or if it's because see, Capricorn is Aquarius's 12th house. So when I get with an Aquarius, it gets very otherworldly. It gets very subconscious. It gets very in that realm. It's hard to explain. So welcome to my world, guys. I'm going to be really using that 12th house energy of Aquarius. The sun is going to be in Aquarius as I do these videos. So I really want to shed awareness on the spirituality of things, the creativity of things. It's all about using your imagination. So you're going to see that through me this month and how I literally, usually I have some sort of structure or some sort of theme. And I love a good theme. But this month, the theme is to not have a theme. And it's to really just freestyle and see what messages come up with you guys. And, I won't know until until the cards come out and show me. And I like that because that's usually how I read my own tarot anyways. I just kind of ask Spirit what's going on, and then I just kind of let the messages fall out, and then almost instantly I am aware of what Spirit is trying to say. So if you're into that kind of thing, then you've reached the right video. And I just want to wish Aquarius and the February Pisces a very happy birthday this month, you guys, and everyone a happy Valentine's Day. And also, congratulations to Aries and Aquarius. Once again, shout out to my Aquarius and Aries followers. You guys had the most likes. You guys had the most views. So keep in tune for your video. I will definitely be pulling some extra cards for you guys to reveal some hidden energies for you. So you guys get kind of a little treat there. But for everyone else, don't worry. There's definitely going to be, some surprises in there for you as well. So guys, that is what's going on. A lot of mysterious energy, even more mysterious in March. Really excited to do those videos after my solar return has passed, things like that. But I think that's it. I think that's it for the intro video. And other than that, buckle up, you guys. We are in a rocket. I'm imagining us in a rocket right now. We are about to blast off and we are about to be abducted to a different realm where we can get some of the most amazing messages from spirit. So, guys, I hope you're ready. Buckle up, like I said, and enjoy your reading. See ya.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off.
Hey, Gemini. Light an incense for you guys. Incense are so good for air signs. Incense are working with the air element. So I definitely wanted to get some divine blessings going for you guys in your reading. It really helps me. So if you watched my intro video, then you know that this month I'm literally just channeling from the divine universe. There's no structure. This gives the universe all the room that it needs to give you any messages in the universe. Really no rules or anything, and I don't really ever give spirit too many rules or anything, but I usually have some kind of theme or some kind of card placement. But this month, literally anything can happen. So yeah, Gemini, I've shuffled your cards, so you're on the bottom of the deck, and everything's ready for you. But I just wanted to talk to you briefly about some planets. I wanted to talk to you, Gemini, about Mercury. Mercury is your ruling planet. And, you know, when your ruling planet is in certain areas in the sky, it would be wise to focus on the energy that is going on there. So, as your ruling planet, Mercury has everything to do with communication. It has everything to do with your mental stability. It's the messenger of God, okay? That's your ruling planet. So, yeah, Gemini, that has been traveling around the zodiac wheel, tapping into certain different energies. So, Mercury has been in Aquarius. It's going to be in Aquarius until the 17th. So, that's a very interesting energy for you. That is your 9th house. So, beginning of February, you guys could really be soaring mentally. When Mercury is in your 9th house, that's very, very beneficial. So let's see here. Also, Mercury is going to be shifting into Pisces, which is your 10th house. So come the end of the month, you could be really shifting your mental energy towards your legacy and towards your career goals and finances, okay? So you might want to be looking out for that. Just a little bit of energy I wanted to speak to you about. Might make sense to some of you why some of your thoughts have been where they've been. So Mercury is definitely traveling around that zodiac wheel, and it's in Aquarius right now. Another thing I wanted to say about that energy is that Mercury is very comfortable in air signs, and it's comfortable in earth signs. It's comfortable with logic and with intellect. But when Mercury enters Pisces on the 17th, things are going to shift to a more spiritual perspective. I'd like to think of that transit as the conscious meeting the subconscious, because Pisces is the subconscious realm. It has everything to do with like spirituality and, you know, emotions on a deep level. So yeah, Gemini, just keep an eye on what your ruling planet is doing. You know, it definitely has an effect over you and Virgo, because it rules your minds, right? It rules your mental status. I'm actually going to place this up above because it really drowns me out when I put it down here. I don't know why I don't have it up here, just so that it doesn't have complete access to my face. But I'm definitely feeling the vibes, Gemini. It smells beautiful. I wish you could smell through the video, but it smells very, very nice. And just use my Pisces energy to kind of tap into the energy that I feel here today, because time is fluid. So other than Mercury, guys, I do hope that information was helpful to you. Your mind is literally in the 11th house of Aquarius, which is your 9th house. So very, very beautiful placement. Take advantage of that until the 17th. Your mind is literally being abducted to higher realms, right? The more philosophy type of things, the higher thinking. So that's such a good placement for you guys. I didn't even realize that. So the other planet I wanted to talk to you about is Mars, the god of war. Mars is in Sagittarius. I'm not sure how long Mars is going to be in Sagittarius, but I wanted to talk to you about it because that's Mars opposite your sun. You are Gemini. Sagittarius is your opposite. So Mars entering your seventh house of relationships and partnerships, well, it could be good for some of you. It could be bad for others of you. The ways that it can be good is it can add attraction and energy to your seventh house of relationships and partnerships. Not just love relationships, but business partnerships, partnerships between friends and family members, but also lovers, Gemini. Also lovers, Gemini. So, I think that that's going to add a lot of energy there, whether it be positive or negative. It kind of depends on you and the way that you accept the energy. So the ways that it can be negative, it can add war-like tendencies to you in relationships that you exist in. Relationship with yourself, relationship with work, relationship with boss, mom, friends, family. So you just want to be careful of any aggression in the seventh house of relationships and partnerships. But for you, I'm feeling more so that it's going to add energy, much needed energy. Okay, Mars in Sagittarius. So just wanted to talk a little bit about that, guys. I'd love to continue. I love talking about astrology, but I know you're here for a tarot reading. So other than that, Gemini, February has everything to do with your third house and with your ninth house. I don't know why I just put up number 6 because that's definitely not 9. So 3, 6, 9. Leo is your third house. This month we have Leo energy and Aquarius energy. We also have Pisces energy and Virgo energy too. And that would be your fourth house and your 10th house. But that's more so going to be mentioned in March. For now, we're going to talk about Leo and Aquarius. On January 31st the last day of January last month, there was a Leo full moon eclipse in your third house of communication. So, Gemini, you are the third house of communication, so you're very comfortable with that kind of communication. I think you excel at communication, whether you think you do or not. Some of you think you're all over the place when you speak and when you think, but that's exactly how communication is supposed to be. We're just conditioned to think that it should be the straight and narrow. But no, there's a reason why you're ruled by Mercury, because you communicate very well. And communication is very much something that is being brought to the forefront this month for you. We kind of entered February with this energy. So you entered February with a strong need to communicate with those around you on a collective level, communicating from the heart, communicating in an authentic way, communicating about pleasure and the things that make you happy, communicating about your inner child, Gemini. So that's the energy that was happening in the full moon. So that has everything to do with completions and new beginnings. So you guys could have a new platform come February and even March. There could be some sort of new platform that you've been introduced to that opens up the amount of people you're communicating with, the amount of energy you're really, really using to communicate. You have like this pedestal, you have this spotlight kind of, I'm seeing. So your words matter, Gemini. They matter all the time, but they really matter because the North Node is in your third house. And the North Node is going to be in your third house until November. So, you're being guided to be who you are. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but you have the North Node in your third house, literally bringing you guys to the forefront of communication. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm really going to listen to what Gemini has to say because they're really speaking the truth right now. They're speaking the truth of Leo, the North Node of destiny. And that energy is literally some of it, you might be closing out old ways of communication. And that is literally going to bring in the energy. It's going to allow you to align with a new way to communicate. So I'm really feeling the Ace of Swords for you right now. Without even seeing the cards, I just feel and see the Ace of Swords. So it's very important that you communicate your truth this month and that you're communicating in an authentic way from your heart. So that was more so the beginning of February. Now we have another eclipse. This is going to be a new moon, but it's a solar eclipse. And this is the new moon in Aquarius, and that is in your 9th house. That has everything to do with the opposite house of you, which is the house of Sagittarius, the house of higher thinking, the house of philosophy, the house of higher education. Some of you guys could be going back to school. Some of you could be doing things that are really broadening your intellect, broadening. You are an air sign. You have everything to do with intellect. You're a mutable air sign. So that means you learn a lot. You learn a lot about a lot. You probably learn a lot every day, Gemini. You're constantly, I wouldn't say that you're constantly studying, but you are literally a portal for knowledge. So that portal is being opened by this eclipse on the 15th. And it's time for you to, well, it's a good time, I should say, for you to be really setting intentions for your education. And not even just, going to school or college or anything like that, but just, the capacity of what you learn and what you take in, because this has everything to do with what you're inevitably going to be speaking about. So the more you take in, Gemini, the more you can give out. The more you receive, the more you can give. And for you, this is happening in the area of your knowledge, the area of your communicating knowledge. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that energy beginning of the reading. So we'll get into the tarot spiritual part now, because who knows, spirit may have a completely different thing to talk to you about. Perhaps your feelings, perhaps new love. So spirit, this is Gemini's reading. I'm doing intuitive channeled readings, so whatever you would like to talk to Gemini about, whatever the message may be for Gemini, go ahead and let's see it. So I'm going to get a few cards on the table for you guys, just so I have a little bit to work with. Definitely some feelings coming up, because we have some cup cards coming out. Gemini, are you happy finally? Ooh, ooh. Gemini, you guys are actually happy for once. Oh my God, Gemini. So you might have started February out with a confused energy. There could have been a lot going on, a lot of different cups being offered to you by the universe. You could have literally been in a subconscious realm, wondering what the hell is what. What does this cup mean? What are these feelings? What is this water? What is this emotion? Ew, I'm a Gemini. Emotions are gross to me, type of thing. Well, I see you here in this other realm. And the thing with the Seven of Cups, to me, yeah, it's a different realm. Yeah, it's confusion. Yeah, you're overwhelmed with opportunities emotionally. Yeah, all these opportunities, all these cups make you feel different things. But to me, the main message here is be careful what you wish for, Gemini, and be careful what's being offered to you. Because, baby, when you're in the limelight and when you're feeling good and looking good and when everybody's offering you something different, you want to take a closer look at all these options, because not all of them are good. I actually have a different deck with, it's the same cards, but they're illustrated in a different way. And I like how the Seven of Cups looks in my other deck, because there's literally a bottle of poison in one of the cups. In another cup, there's like a piece of chocolate cake, which I literally identify with. Not necessarily chocolate cake, but food. So yeah, Gemini, that allowed me to see the Seven of Cups in a different light. It means that not everything that is offered to you is truly an emotional gift. Sometimes the universe or people or places or things, sometimes opportunities are given to you to literally see what you'll do with these opportunities. So if I were you, and if I were in a subconscious realm, and if I was in your position, and if these cups were being offered to me, yeah, I'd be overwhelmed too, because here you are, very overwhelmed here. Like, what the hell is this? You're not really quite sure what to make, and this is the beginning of February. Had a lot of different, you didn't know really what way things would go. But Gemini, just be careful. You could have probably chose one, excuse me, you could have probably chose one of these cups by now. And this is more of a mental space. This is happening at a subconscious level. And for some of you, this might not have happened yet. For some of you, this is Pisces season. Pisces season might really, Gemini, you really think things are going to stay the same, right? But listen here, mutable sign. You are a mutable sign. The universe responds differently to mutable signs. Do you know that? For fixed signs, the universe is a little bit different. It'll bring in certain change when it's absolutely necessary. But for mutable signs, I think we experience change in a very drastic way every fucking day. So it can be kind of confusing when you live a life like that. But as long as you're communicating from the heart, and as long as you're allowing yourself to be in a position where you're learning, even if you do pick a poisonous cup, even if you do pick one of these harsher cups, or if you pick one of the stranger, mysterious, enlightening cups, or the knowledge, or the riches, or the gold, or if you're just celebrating, whatever cup you choose from, I want you to know that you can learn from all of them. So, Gemini, you're really cool. You're really adventurous. You're really like, I don't really think you're indecisive, and I really like that about you because you're just like, fuck it. I'll just pick this cup. Ooh, let's just see what's behind door number 4. So I don't really feel the need to preach to you about being careful because I think that you're smarter than that. It's more so about emotions. I think these emotions are confusing you. I think finally being happy is confusing you. I think certain wishes are coming true for you in February that are confusing you. Like you actually might be in love and you're like, what? And if you're not in love with a person, you're in love with your life finally. You're in love with yourself. You're in love with spirit. You're in love with one of these cups. You're in love with being in love. You're in love with just whatever. And I think that that's causing you to feel a happiness that you literally gave up on a long time ago. And that could confuse a Gemini, but just stick with it and embrace it and learn from it because it's all to teach you something. So confusing energy there to start off, and Spirit chose this card for a reason. You go from the 7 of Cups, and I think you must have chosen a cup, or you allowed all these things. This is a good card for a mutable sign. So if this were to come out for Virgo or Pisces or Sag or Gemini, I'm going to talk to you a little bit differently than I would talk to anybody else because let's face it, we are confusing pieces of shit, and we literally thrive in situations like this because there's a cup for each one of our personalities. There's a cup for each one of our wishes. We wish for a lot. We really like, I feel like all mutable signs have a form of ADHD. I don't even believe in ADHD, but the energy that ADHD carries, like being able to focus on lots of different things at once and only being able to focus on what you're interested in. Well, this is a good energy for that because there's an abundance of opportunity. We can get bored very quickly, Gemini. So I don't think you're bored. I don't see you being bored anymore. I see life really picking up for you in February. A lot is shifting. We're in Aquarius season. And speaking of Aquarius, we have the Aquarius card here on the table. So I'm seeing a lot of happiness for you, Gemini. And if you're not a Gemini who's experiencing this yet, please be patient. Be patient like your opposite sign, Sagittarius. And that's another thing is Sagittarius is a very patient. They're the Temperance card. So they're about moderation and balance, and to really master balance in moderation, you have to be patient, right? Balance and moderation does not come to those who are demanding and to those who are forceful. So it's interesting that you have Mars, a very aggressive, now, me, head first Aries energy in your 7th house, in an energy that's more patient and more expansive. So Mars is literally being expanded, but I see that Mars being expanded, an opposite of your guys' sun, is really, really helpful. And Mercury being in Aquarius is really fucking helpful. Look at the happiness that you guys can feel. This is the 10 of Cups, baby. This is emotional contentment. This is literally having everything that you could possibly wish for. Rainbows and smiles, and look at your 2 twins. Some of you might be with a person. This could be you and a lover and the childlike versions of you guys. But look at this. This could be, for some of you, I think this is a family. You and your lover and your children. And if it's not that, then this is literally your 2 twins in harmony in a different realm. So happy and so giddy. Like I literally just feel a energy from you guys right now. It's very happy. And I feel that some of you, like your dark twin, is a little bit grossed out by that. Like, what the hell? We're supposed to be picking on people and teasing people. Why are you being so happy, Gemini? Why are you smiling at everybody? Why are you dancing, Gemini? Well, because, bitch. Wouldn't you? Look at how happy. You're dancing with your twin, and your arms are open in a position to receive these cups. So, Gemini, if you're not doing this, you need to open your arms, you and your twin, and you need to receive these emotions. Receive it. This is what comes out after the rain. See that rainbow? That's what comes out after the rain. And all the rain is in these cups now. And it's happy and it's sunshine and it's harmonious energy at home, in your life, with family, with possibly relationships with some of you. But I just see this as what you feel when a certain thing comes to fruition for you in February. Instead of thinking about it, I know as a Gemini, you guys think about what makes you happy a lot, but you're actually feeling it now. And, part of you might feel very confused about this, but it's better to just accept and receive right now. Receive it. If there's something good, if there's love, or if there's an opportunity for you guys, oh well, embrace that. Embrace the flowing emotion. You see the river in the background there flowing towards the home? Well, it's because there's a lot of emotion coming in our universe. It's almost Pisces season. Pisces is a mutable season, baby. So you guys are really going to be at home in these emotions. But for right now, it's Aquarius season. And I believe that this is coming up because your wishes and your hopes and dreams are really coming true, Gemini. And I don't know if I'm more shocked or if you're more shocked. Because this has everything to do with following your star of destiny. And what did I tell you? The North Star is in Leo. This is the south node of Aquarius. Aquarius and Leo energy very strong right now. And Aquarius season this is an air sign. You're an air sign too. In Aquarius season, Mercury being in Aquarius right now, it has really nourished you. And it is really leading you and helping you. And I see that, you are very happy and you're following your dreams, you're following your wishes. And I do hope that this is applying to the Geminis that watch my videos. This is the more spiritual Geminis that are actually on their path. And if that's not you, then this is what the universe is offering you. I don't choose the messages choose me. And there's a lot here about following your North Star of destiny and nourishing your past and your future. There's a lot of water and earth energy coming to the universe with the Virgo and Pisces opposition. So we see here this woman kneeling. Not only is she watering the pond, but she's watering the ground. So she's watering what's real. She's watering what she feels. She's vulnerable to these emotions and she loves it. This is the chakras being cleansed. Like, this is literally just a wish come true, wishing on a star. Like, there's something that is coming true for you guys in February and March. And it's a very happy energy. Like, literally, you might have let something go. You're moving on. You're releasing toxic things. And this is what happens when you do that, Gemini. Pure happiness and bliss. And that would confuse me too. Because I know that you're not used to being this happy, but there's literally only positive cards on the table. The only negative-ish card is this one. And this one doesn't even have to be negative. You just have to stay on your toes and make sure that you don't allow this emotional energy to throw you off. Because if these were all swords, you would know what to do, right, Gemini? And just because there's a lot of mutable emotion going on right now, that doesn't mean you have to become drowned by it, because this is a fixed air sign. So you can stabilize the air energy that is available to you. You will do well in Pisces season as long as you just stay grounded and stay focused on what it is that the universe is actually trying to give you. What the universe is actually trying to give you, which is a celebration. You have 2 celebration cards on the table. This is more so a marriage card for some of you. And here are these 2 twins again. Here are these 2 twins and a party going on in the background. Like, this is literally so positive that I don't even know if I'm doing it justice. But you're celebrating something, Gemini, and you could be possibly celebrating with other people. And this could be people online, like people in the collective, especially because it's Aquarius season. You might be turning up online or really expressing yourself passionately about what you're celebrating. And you're celebrating with a group of people, I'm seeing, because you're not alone. First of all, there's a person with you right there in the middle. And then in the background, if you can see that, there's a bunch of people kind of communicating and just talking and conversing. So there's something to be celebrated. You're no longer confused. You're embracing this mutable energy. I think this is when Pisces season rolls around, when you literally just surrender to all the emotion in the universe, because I know you're going to be able to feel it. The rainbow and the stars are coming out. All of this water is pouring in, but you're still grounded. And there's lots to celebrate come March, come February, the end of February and March, lots to celebrate, Gemini. Some of you could even be getting married, or if you're already married, then there's just something to celebrate in the relationship department. And if you are single, you could have a love coming in. Okay, we did have that Ace of Cups show itself to you. So there's lots to celebrate, whether it's a union, whether it's you and your twin. You could have beat a lot of inner darkness. You could be really in more control over your dark twin. So you guys are finally on the same page now. Finally on the same page now. I can't tell you how beautiful this energy is right here. Literally 2 happy home cards, 2 celebration cards, 2 love cards. Literally just so happy. So happy. Like, I'm concerned for you guys because I just want to know how you're dealing with all this love and light. Hopefully very well. You just have to get that dark twin on board. And what I mean by that dark twin is there's a part of you that naturally resists certain energy like this because you're a dual sign. So you're the masculine and the feminine. You're the positive and the negative. You're the light and the dark. You're the up and the down. Okay? And I love that because I'm a Pisces and I'm mutable too. So I know that part of me, when something gets happy like this and like this and like this, I start being my own worst enemy. Don't do that to yourself, Gemini. For once, be all in. For once, be all in a situation and just surrender to how beautiful, because you have no idea what an energy you're aligning with. It could be very, very beautiful. New passionate beginnings. You're very powerful right now, Gemini. Very creative, I'm seeing. Having a lot of ideas coming straight from the universe. And you need to passionately put these ideas into play. No wonder you're celebrating. There's a lot of, literally, this card, and this card, they're wands. Fire, fire, fire. Passion, passion, passion. Creativity, creativity, creativity. Good, good, good. Positive, positive, positive. So we have the Ace of Wands with this 4 of Wands. So for some of you, there could be a certain celebration that really, really lights your fire. Fire is the opposite sign of you. You're an air sign. But air ignites fire. Air replenishes fire. So there's fire being ignited for you, Gemini. And I think the more you celebrate, the more you accomplish, the more you're recognized for the things that you've done, your growth, because gosh darn, you have grown so much, I see. And the universe is rewarding you for something, and you are celebrating, whether it be alone or with your twin or with whoever, a soulmate, maybe with a friend. I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem like you're winning alone. It's like you got a team or something. And it's a passionate team. And the more and more that you celebrate and win, you get a lot of W's. W, W, W. And then you're just going to take this wand and create, like when you're in a position like this, when the universe sends you harmonious energy, it aligns you with happiness. And when you're aligned with happiness, there's new beginnings that are then possible. The ace cards are all about new beginnings from the universe. So you're literally starting a new passionate beginning in February and March. And there's a lot to celebrate. Look at the 6 of Wands. This is not just this is the celebration in a marriage. This is more so about public recognition. This is being recognized for your victories, recognized for your accomplishments. Look at this parade. You've got parties being thrown for you in the subconscious realm, Gemini. You've got parades and celebrations going on for you. Look at the reef there. You've got a reef here. So, okay, all of you are happy for different reasons. All of you are emotionally happy for different reasons now. Because you guys probably chose different cups, because I'm not, I don't think that there are any 2 people that are exactly the same, especially Geminis, because you guys are very dual. You have that other part of you, so Geminis are drastically different from one another. So it depends on who's listening. So you have to really listen to your intuition and really feel what these cards mean for you. But there is so much passion. Like down here is literally all fire. And it's a new beginning with a certain victory. 2 cards of celebration. 2 cards of being publicly recognized for your accomplishments. And no wonder you're just cup overfloweth, Don't let it confuse you. Embrace all of it. You know what I'm saying? The Magician card has all of the suits. So instead of being confused, just this could be an abundance. It doesn't have to be a confusion. It can be abundant, and you're mutable. So, you've got two twins to choose all these different things. And we have this Hierophant over here as the energy of the bottom deck. So, for you, if I'm just channeling this, there's some kind of figure in your life, and I feel like this is not someone who's on earth. This is a certain entity that is otherworldly, and this is you, Gemini, down here learning because of your ninth house. This is the learning card. This is the teacher, the preacher, the traditional. So you're learning something traditionally this month, and I believe that ninth house, with Mercury in your ninth house, you're really learning from the universe, learning from, maybe you are going to school, maybe these are teachers, maybe you embody this energy a little bit too, and you're teaching others. You're teaching others, and you're being taught. You see the cycle here? It's just so happy. I think Gemini is the happiest when they're learning and when they're teaching, because you guys do symbolize mutable knowledge. So I think what makes you happiest is when you feel of value, when you're communicating your truth about the light, about the dark, about everything. But right now, I do want to tell you that it's more about the light for you. And I mean, come on now, Gemini. I know that the last few months in 2017 was pretty fucking sucky for you. And for all of us, honestly. And now it's time to reap the rewards. What, did you think it was going to be bad forever, Gemini? Did you think you were just doomed to a hellish sadness? No, honey. No. You're being rewarded now for how much you've taught people and for how much you've learned, how much you've grown. You're being celebrated. So we have this traditional grounded Taurus energy here. Some of you may be dealing with a Taurus. Some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius. Some of you may have Taurus or Aquarius energy in your chart. And, that's up to you if you know that. But I do see that you're just grounding this knowledge that you're learning with this ninth house. And you're really in a very, very beautiful position to learn universally and to teach universally as well. And what do you know? Right underneath that card, we have the Lovers. Now, this is your card, Gemini. And we have Archangel Michael right here. And you see the sunshine? So I really just think that there are certain mountains that you've gotten over. Certain physical and emotional, just, any obstacles that you face, you're getting over them. And there's this harmonious energy. And let me tell you, the angels are watching out for you. The sun is shining for you. And there are certain angels that are always in between you and your twin. Always in between you guys, guiding you. You are the messenger of God. You guys are damn near angels yourself. I see you guys more as prophets. But, you are angels. You're some of God's first angels. Speaking of God's first angel, or whatever, we do have the Devil card right underneath the Lovers. I'm feeling a lot with this. Some of you might have Capricorn energy, and if that's so, then you don't have to be so concerned about this. Others of you just might be breaking free from certain subconscious toxic energies, people, places, or things. But whenever I see the Lovers card and the Devil card together, you want to look at how similar these cards are. Because a lot of tarot readers, and I've done my own research, and one of the first things I learned is that the Devil card is actually the Lovers card gone bad. Look at the similarities. There's two people, they're both naked. This is like an Adam and Eve type of feel. And there are two angels in between these two figures. But the angels are a little bit different. This is the light and the dark. Look at your twins, Gemini. You're coming up very strongly as the twins. And I do feel that you feel a little bit more like this sometimes. Like you're chained and like you're dark. This is probably what you're overcoming. This subconscious, mentally trapped energy. This toxic, addictive, codependent, manipulative energy. And if any of you had that in your life, it's time to break free from that, because look how beautiful. The Lovers card came out first, and underneath that was the Devil card. So this is Capricorn and Gemini. I'm not sure if some of you are dealing with Capricorn, and if you're a Gemini and you are dealing with a Capricorn, I want you to be very careful, because spiritually and energy-wise, Capricorns have the ability to, I do believe Capricorn is Gemini's eighth house. Let me see here. Yes. Isn't that interesting? That the dark part of Gemini, like we have Gemini here, in the eighth house is all about what's hidden, all about what's secretive, the darkness. So the eighth house of Gemini is Capricorn. So you at your darkest, this is you at your best. This is you at your darkest. And right now, Gemini, if you're not careful, the line you're walking between the light and the dark can become very thin, because that's what happens when you take a dual sign and show them how beautiful things can actually be. People don't realize how beneficial it is for mutable signs to be a bit moody, because if we feel one thing for too long, it starts to get a little bit dark. And I think it's because there's constantly an opposing side, right? So if you're feeling the happiness and if you're feeling the love, there's this part of you. Not saying that there's the devil in you. It's just more so what this represents, and I'm channeling here. So there could be a part of you that starts to feel neglected because you're smiling too much. Isn't that sucky? Isn't that so sucky? Trust me, I get it, because I'm a Pisces and I'm literally so much like Gemini, and I have Lilith in Gemini. And Libra could probably understand a little bit too, because they're a dual sign. But it's really Pisces and Gemini that really get each other, because we have two of something that's alive. I have two fish that swim in opposite directions. And you guys have these two twins. This is your card here. This is the Gemini card. And this is the Gemini card gone dark, gone bad. So you want to make sure that you're releasing the chains in your life right now. Anything that'll chain you back from feeling this abundant energy, chaining you back. Like there's an energy in your life that wants to keep you in your mind. It wants to, but see, the universe is literally not allowing that, because the universe is putting Mercury in your ninth house so that your mind and so that your mental state is being expanded towards light. And then we have Mars in your ninth or in your opposite house, which is the ninth house of the universe, Sagittarius. That's being expanded as well. So it's, if you're wondering why everything's just kind of getting better for you, it's because energies like this are losing power over you, Gemini. You have realized that you're not chained to yourself. You have control over you, not some big ass, fat ass, ugly ass, manipulative ass figure like this. No, this is who you truly are. Now, if I'm being honest with you, Gemini, you will always be both. But if there's anybody who can handle the balance between the light and the dark like this, it's you. I can't make this up. This was literally how the cards were. Like, first it was the Hierophant, and when I picked up the Hierophant, it was the Lovers, and when I picked up the Lovers, it was the Devil. And trust me, this energy has came up for people before. And so I know exactly what to talk about when I see this energy. Now, I'm channeling a little bit, so there's some things that I've never said that I'm saying to you for the first time. And I literally just see that it can get really, really, really great, Gemini. Things can be better than you've ever imagined before. But if you give in to these manipulative, toxic energies that exist here, then you're going to be giving them power over you. This is literally you. Nothing to be afraid of. This is you. These are your twins up here too, Gemini. Not just these people down here. This is the physical representation of your twins. People in the physical human body. But this is what your twins look like in the ethers. Isn't that great? Not great, but isn't that powerful? Did you look at it like that? Have you ever seen it like that? There's this very dark part of you and this very angelic light part of you. You need both now. You need both. I think you've really gained control over both, over the light and the dark. But Gemini, really simple message here. Just make sure that you're being who you are. And for some of you, this is very much you with a Capricorn, because I'm literally holding up Gemini and Capricorn energy right now. So there's something to do with your 8th house of Capricorn. This could be Saturn as well. This could be karmic. I don't like to think, I have a Capricorn rising, and maybe some of you have Capricorn energy. I don't like to think of the Devil card as a bad energy. It comes up when you need to talk about subconscious realms, when you need to talk about feeling chained, to certain things. And I think a lot of those chains have released, which is why there's so much happiness in your reading down here. So this could be karmic. You could just be going through, and karma doesn't have to be dark. It doesn't have to be scary. Karma is what you signed up for. It's literally what's promised to you. So Saturn in your eighth house, there's a lot of karma, and I have a whole video about that. If some of you are more curious, some of you are just now finding my channel, if you want to listen more about Saturn in your eighth house, I have a video on my channel about that for you, because that's going to be happening for the next 3 years. Saturn's going to be in Capricorn for the next 3 years. Some of you might have Saturn in Capricorn. You could be going through, if you're like 30, if you're getting on your 30s, then you're experiencing a Saturn return. So I want you to know that everything that you're going through is karmic. And maybe that's coming up because this is literally karmic for you. This happiness, this relationship, this abundance, this victory, it's karmic for you. And I see here that you're thinking a lot about your future. And I would be too if I had all these energies. You've reached a position where you're really thinking about what it is that, your legacy. That's another Capricorn energy. That's another 10th house energy. And like I told you, don't forget that come March, you're going to be dealing with Virgo 4th house, Pisces 10th house. So, that's going to really be bringing up that karmic energy for you as well. A lot of Pisces energy coming in. So it's going to move from your 3rd house and your 9th house to your 4th house and your 10th house. And you're going to be feeling a bit more like this. It's really, all of this energy is really aligning you. All this new knowledge you're learning and all these new victories, I would take some time to brainstorm about what it all means and about where you're going forward. And I see here that you picked this wand up. You see how that guy, he has a wand and he's firmly grasping it, right? Well, here you are as the Knight of Wands, passionately. I mean, you really do have a hold of this passionate wand. You are very magical right now, and you're shown here in a lot of these cards holding a wand. Look at you here holding the wand. And this time there's a reef on it. So I'm seeing you here with this magical staff. And you're literally creating movement in your life with it. Holding a staff in both of these. Thinking about your future here. And what you want to do. What would you do, Gemini, if you had a magical wand? What would you create? What would you do? What would you change? You've been waiting to see what it is that, obviously the wait was worth it because you planted these seeds, who knows how long, but they're finally growing, Gemini. These are those seeds. This is you watering those seeds. This ten of cups here, seeds. And so you're going to pick those seeds and use them to your passionate advantage. And you could be even making money from these passionate new ideas, making a living from something you actually love doing, something you're good at, something that aligns with your true path of destiny. Hello? I see that you guys are really following your true path of destiny, which is in your 9th house right now. The South Node is in your 9th house. And I think that means that you're learning from higher knowledge, and you have Mercury transiting that South Node right now. So you're really gaining mental clarity. It's funny that I say that. Really gaining mental clarity over these energies. And look at the mental transformation going on back here with the butterflies. Look at the clouds leaving this situation where you were once mentally scattered and confused. You were once mentally scattered and confused, weren't you, Gemini? And now, February, you're really put on your throne. And look at you at home in your energy. This is an air energy with your sword. So maybe you traded in your wand for a sword, but maybe not. Because we have the King of Wands here. So we literally have the King of Wands and the King of Swords. So to me, that means that you guys are passionately communicating, just like I told you in the beginning. This is that Leo Aquarius energy. Passionately communicating about your truth. This is you showing up. Women too. Even if you're a woman, you're literally showing up as a masculine energy because you're in your power right now. You're really being your own authority. This could be your two twins, a passionate twin, a more so intellectual twin. A lot of people say the King of Swords is a little bit, he doesn't really have emotion, but that's okay because look who we have here. the Queen of Cups. So for some of you, if you are a woman, and I don't judge. You could be waiting on a Queen of Cups, because I see a female water energy, and this doesn't mean that it's a female. Some of you could be dealing with very feminine, masculine energies, but I see emotion here. I see passion here. I see intellect here. So look at what a great combination this is. You've even got your feminine emotion in alignment. Because let's face it, Gemini, this is going to make you emotional. Winning this much, accomplishing this much, walking your true path is emotional. Walking your true path is emotional. And it's tiring. Okay? There's a battle here that you've been fighting mentally and passionately for a long time. And you win some, you lose some. But as long as you focus on what you have still to learn and to gain, you're good. Here we have the Queen of Wands showing up now. So we have two queens here and two kings. Two queens and two kings here. The Queen of Wands, the King of Wands. So this is a relation. These are unions. And then we have the King of Swords with the Queen of Cups, though. So a lot of intellectual, emotional communication. So this is emotional intellect. That's exactly what's going on right now, is emotional intellect, because we have Aquarius and we have Pisces energy mixing in the sky right now. So it's a time to communicate your passionate emotions. Communicate what you feel spiritually and what you feel creatively. You see what you're doing here, Gemini? Like, these are beautiful energies to come forward. And you are very masculine and feminine. And look here, we have two kings and two queens. So some of you could be dealing with a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries. You could be dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But, I'm not even more so leaning towards that. For me, this is about communicating in a passionate way about what you feel. And all of these figures sit on thrones, right? So you're coming up as the king and the queens. Lots of transformation happening in your mental space and in your feelings and in your heart. Just like I told you, this is all about the third house of communication and the ninth house of philosophy and higher learning, which is therefore going to cause you a lot of emotional passion. Okay? So, Gemini, you're coming up very powerful. In each one of these cards, we have a figure with a crown, with authority. Very powerful, holding onto a sword, a wand, a cup. So it's interesting that we didn't have very many Pentacle cards show up except for this. We had this Pentacle. So that could mean, we do have this Earth energy here, stabilizing this Earth energy. But the fact that I don't see many Pentacles is that right now it's not about the physical realm, but you are revisiting that sometime in February. Sometime in February, all this abundant, passionate, powerful energy is going to cause you to revisit that garden. Revisit some of the things that you've been working on, just to see, where they've got you, where the benefit lies. And if there's any duds, if there's anything that hasn't grown, then maybe you pick it out of your garden and you put your seeds elsewhere. Now, this seems like the new moon energy, when the new moon on the 15th is in your ninth house. This is a time to plant seeds, so that way on the Virgo full moon in March, certain things could have grown by then. Who knows? But we have a Pentacle card here, and this is a very completed, very passionate, like, this is literally the Ten of Pentacles. So this is new beginnings and endings in your very real world. No wonder that everything else kind of stayed otherworldly. This is all otherworldly. And now we're finally getting some grounded energy, because you have to leave this world for a little bit, Gemini. You are a portal. And when you come back, it's going to be only to see what has come to fruition, what has completed, what still needs a little bit of tending to. What is worth working hard on, because this is your hard work and blood and sweat and tears. And if it's not work, if there's a person, place, or thing that doesn't deserve that anymore, well, it's time to complete that and start something new. Finances. And you want to be careful of sneaky energies, okay? And don't let anybody take you away from your true destiny. because we have the Leo and the Aquarius card now. And this is the strength. This is mental strength coming up. Strength to handle any betraying energies. Anybody who comes and tries to betray you just because you're in a good spot, well, you have the angels on your side, and you are a beast, Gemini. You are infinite mentally, and so they don't want to fuck with you because they think they're getting away with some sort of some sort of mental victory. But you have the strength, and I think that this is you. This is you having the strength to carry a lot mentally. That's just how I'm channeling this. This is a betraying card, but he's also carrying a lot of mental. The swords is a mental card, so this is mental strength. And perhaps leaving the Two of Swords behind. There's two swords stuck here, so the Two of Swords is more so feeling stuck and stagnant in a stalemate. So with anything that's not moving, just like here, anything that is a stalemate or not really picking up, you're just going to take what it is that does serve you mentally. And you have the strength to do that. And I see that you're really charging forward towards a transformation. All of this has to do with a transformation for you. And, I think you're charging forward towards a more mentally stable and a more financially grounded life, especially with this Taurus card. So these are some beautiful cards, Gemini. But I want to kind of put them back in and see if there's any last minute messages that would like to come out for you, because that was a very clear message. I'm not sure if you guys thought so, but I get a very clear and beautiful energy from all that. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if there's anything else the Spirit would like to talk to Gemini about. Any other messages for Gemini? Well, okay, we have the Hanged Man coming out. So for a while, that stalemate and that stagnant energy was just for enlightenment. So if you felt stuck all of 2017 and possibly the beginning of 2018, beginning of February even, the universe is telling me that it was because you needed to see something from a different point of view in order to gain enlightenment. So you just needed to be uncomfortable for a little bit. When I see this card, I literally see a butterfly in a cocoon. I literally see a butterfly in a cocoon. The butterfly has to hang upside down temporarily in order to transform. So you're seeing a certain transformation from a different perspective, from an enlightened perspective. You have this Five of Swords, so there's a harsh victory too, This is a good card to come up for Gemini because it's about this. Now we have the Five of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. So when it comes to your losses, Gemini, you really want to see them from a different perspective in February, because they weren't negative. They weren't to hurt or harm you. They were to help you. And we have this card coming up again for you. So no matter, and it came up in the same exact spot as it did. We have another 6 cards for you down here. So your reading came up pretty stable. 3 cards on the top, 3 cards on the bottom. And in both times we have this ending here. So no matter what, Gemini, you are ending February, beginning March with a victory, with being publicly recognized for the victories and for the accomplishments and the success that you've gained. Look at you on your high horse, baby. Listen, you deserve it. And you got that wand again. And we have the Knight of Wands coming back up for you. These 3 cards are cards that have already came up for you in your reading with me. So we have the 3 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the 6 of Wands. Now these energies up here are different because we have the Hanged Man coming out with 2 5s. So together this is a completion, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords. So mentally and logically, there were certain harsh energies going on. So no wonder, what my reading for you is about is kind of otherworldly, because there was shit you had to do in a different realm. And what I mean by that is when we go inwards, when we focus on our emotion, when we focus on happiness, we're not really on earth. We're walking as our higher selves from an enlightened perspective, right? And you're already seeing that. You're seeing it from a different perspective, and you are very enlightened. I see that you are very enlightened, and you were temporarily waiting. And maybe you lost sight of what you were waiting for, but you needed to do that in order to focus on your future and to regather all this change and what it is that you're going to do moving forward, right? Moving forward towards victory. So I think these cards came up to show you what's really completed in your energy. This energy of someone taking from you, someone, this is a victory card, honestly. but it's kind of like winning the battle and losing the war. So you might have felt like that a lot. Like, I mean, I'm winning, but it's not as much as I could win. I'm not really winning in a fair way, or maybe you felt like someone in your life was getting over on you, communicating this was mental exhaustion, mental defeat. See the clouds back here, you know? And then there's these two men back here who are just left very over emotional by that sea back there. And he's taken their swords. He already has way more than enough swords, you know. And there's either you or someone else in your life that this card is bringing up with this energy. These are two rather defeated energies, but I really see this for you in the past now, Gemini. And it's going to help you move on from those energies if you just see those energies from a different perspective. Like, hey, what did that teach me? What can I use from these energies moving forward towards victory? Because let's face it, when you deal with people like this, it's good because you know who not to let in your life anymore. When you come from a place of having nothing, when you come from literally started from the bottom of the bottom, now I'm here. Because this is feeling left out in the cold. This is feeling like you don't have anywhere to go. Maybe you were even homeless at one point. But you and your twin were left out, or you and someone else were left out in the cold financially, didn't have any money. You were being taken from in more than one way, and you felt very alone. But the universe is bringing that energy up because you're leaving that behind. You really want to see that from an enlightened perspective. Don't let it scare you like, oh, well, I remember when I didn't have anything. Because sometimes when we get rewarded by the universe, those rewards remind us of a time when we didn't have them. So let's use an example. Let's say someone's very poor and they hit the lottery. Well, having money can remind you of a time when you didn't have money. Isn't that fucked up? Isn't that weird? But hello, welcome to being a human that's a dual sign. So if you are kind of going back and forth in your mind about, well, I'm happy, but man, this is just reminding me of when I wasn't, and I'm really afraid that this is all going to fall through. No, Gemini, it's not. Because all of these energies are being validated and being clarified on the bottom by something very powerful. So the Hanged Man is being clarified by the Three of Wands. So you want to see your future differently than what your past has been. This is someone who's thinking futuristically towards the future. The Five of Swords, this take energy, this asshole won a battle in a very cheating, stealing, betraying, manipulative way. And this is an air sign, okay? This is like your energy. This, not that you're doing that, but this is the swords. It speaks personally to you because swords are what you're comfortable with. So you need to pick. I know you dropped your sword in the past and you dropped all defenses. And you allowed a figure in your life to take over authority for you. But you remember all those kings and queens I showed you just a minute ago? You are your own authority. And that fucked up energy is being validated by this Knight of Wands because you are passionately moving from that energy. And again, you have 3 fire cards on the bottom. So you are really moving into a time of passion and creativity, Gemini. This 5 of coin, this poverty, this being left out in the cold, financial anxiety, feeling like you're homeless and have nobody on your side. Nah, baby. That's being validated by the 6 of Wands. 6 is bigger than 5. This energy is greater than the 5 of Swords, than the 5 of Pentacles. Look what the universe is giving you. Sometimes all we need is to be acknowledged for what the fuck we've been through. In Gemini, I can see that. I can see that 2017. I can see that January and the beginning of February. Perhaps even, just at some point in your life. I just really, really see this as a thing in the past. And it's going to help you see that as in the past is if you see it from a different point of view. Because that's not your life anymore. Your reading is covered in light. And those dark energies, those were just to teach you. It was just for you to learn. Now you're moving forward in a more grounded way, in a more passionate way, towards a more grounded life. This is your real world, the King of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles. Because there's a new passionate journey that you're going on, and you're working on your own. You're an entrepreneur. You're working on your own. They call Gemini lazy, and they say Gemini has like a short attention span, but the Geminis I know got their bread up. Like, they literally work very hard. That Mercury is a worker energy. So look at this guy. He's literally working. He might not be at home because home is far in the background, but at least your time is valued. So after you visit that garden, and after you realize and determine what it is that has really been worth your time, well, you're going to know what to work towards, because this guy makes his own pinnacles. He's literally creating money from his own energy. Okay? And then that's going to allow you to start this new passionate journey of justice. And here's your opposite sign, Sagittarius. Patience for all this. Ooh, baby, look at this Magician. Ooh, soulmate. Like, you just have teamwork, working together with people from a past life. I hope you can see this back here. But you're literally working together. You have some sort of plan, that is intertwining your past and future. But you're making money with other people that are like you from the past. You're using your mind because you have an abundance right now. You have pentacles, cups, swords, and wands. And no wonder you needed to be patient. Let Mars teach you the attraction of patience. And down here, we have 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the ground. So make sure you're being grounded emotionally, because listen, baby, a lot of you guys are going to be feeling all the feels because you're in a spot that you never thought you would be in. You're winning fights and battles that, I hate to admit this, but you might have had a little bit of doubt, but baby, and this is Archangel Michael. This is the same angel that's in the Lover's card. So you got the Magician, manifestation, but the patience to see what you've manifested. You see that there? The Magician is manifestation and power and magic. But you have to be patient for this justice. You have to be patient for these things to balance out. And you also have to start a new journey before you can get to any of those energies. You have to work hard, baby. You have to get stable and grounded first and believe. Because listen, a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn, they wouldn't mind this energy. They know how to use this energy. They know how to be successful. And see, mutable signs, we have a little bit more to learn before we can stabilize. But we're getting there. We don't have Saturn squaring our sun anymore. We don't have Saturn opposite of us, right? The pace is picking up, Gemini, and the passion is flooding in, and therefore the emotions are flooding in. And for you, I think it's all about seeing your life and you, who you are as a person, differently this month. And this is just the beginning. This is the beginning of energies that are going to be long lasting and very victorious. You're going to have a lot to celebrate. You are on fire, Gemini, and you're balanced. I truly hope this reading was of value to you. I really hope that this spoke to some of you, because I feel very powerful about this reading. I'm very happy to have been able to channel and give you such a beautiful reading from the universe. I mean, wow, my energy has been uplifted just from doing this recording, and I thank you for that. Your energy is on the way to something unimaginably happy. And I am so proud of you guys. I'm getting a little bit emotional saying that for some reason. Maybe some of you guys, I'm literally feeling emotion right now, like I want to cry. I'm so proud of you for making it through these battles and temporarily going through such a tremendous loss to gain such a tremendous victory. You win some, you lose some, Gemini, and you're on the side of winning now. And I am so happy for you. So I hope that this reading was of value and of help. If you didn't really like the intuitive reading, don't worry. Next month, well, your reading didn't really come out as scattered as everybody else's, honestly. So that's pretty cool. But if you, I just want you to know that in March, I'm going to be coming back with a little bit of structure. But I am going to try to read a little bit intuitively like this, without such a plan for spirit. Sometimes I come into these readings with such a plan for everything. And this month, I really wanted to utilize that Aquarius, Pisces energy with just channeling. So let's channel a card for you. Wow. And the Ace of Pentacles comes out. Never mind that Three of Swords, because that's what you're leaving behind with this new beginning. Gemini, you can't make this up. Oh my goodness. The Three of Pentacles, huh? You guys have a gift coming from the universe and a new beginning. For a while there, Pentacles were missing from your reading. But Gemini, it's because your physical reality is literally changing. It's becoming more grounded. It's becoming more in alignment with you. Whew, that's a lot to think about, huh? Oh man. All right, guys. Before I go, I just want to say that if you're interested in a personal reading with me, I have all my information below. I have my PayPal there. I just charge $10 for 30 minutes because I truly love doing this. It's no problem for me to sit down for 30 minutes. We've been talking for an hour. I feel like it wasn't even that long. So I'm really reasonable with my prices. Also, if you have any questions or if you just want to conversate with me, all my social media is below. And I truly appreciate any of your likes, subscribes, comments, donations. Oh my God, it just means the world to me. I truly love delivering these messages and helping. So this is what my path is, and this is the path that I'm walking, and I love doing it, and I love communicating and connecting with you guys. And I just wanted to thank you for watching my videos and supporting me. So I will talk to you guys in March, where we talk a little bit more about your fourth and 10th house. Okay, Gemini. See you guys later. Oh my God. So happy for you.